Hi, first graders. Welcome to your Wednesday for math. Okay, we are going to practice some strategies today for adding numbers, a little bit bigger numbers, okay? So we've talked about strategies. You can do your counting in your head. For this one, like you could do your counting up like 8 and then count up 7 more. We also used our fingers, but fingers won't work for this one because we don't have enough fingers to do this problem. So I'm going to show you a different strategy, okay? And you might have done something like this in Mrs. Smith's group on Monday and Tuesday. And we practiced this a little bit in whole group too, but we're going to do a review, okay? So I am going to make my friendly number of 10 with this problem. Okay, and to make 10, I'm going to look at the number that is closest to 10 or my biggest number. So which one of these numbers is closest to 10? Point to it for me. You're right. 8 is closest to 10. So I'm going to start with drawing my picture first. And I'm going to draw 8 little circles for my number 8. And this number over here, I'm going to draw my 7 little circles for my 7. Okay. And if this number is closest to 10, closest to my friendly number 10, I am going to borrow these two from here and move them over to here because then that makes 10, right? 8, 9, 10. So now I have a group of 10 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more because I moved those two over. So the 10 and my 5 more make my answer of 15, right? Because if I have my group of 10 and my 5 more, that makes 15. So when I make my friendly number of 10 and then add on those extras, it's a lot quicker to add rather than going 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, let's try another problem with our pictures. Okay, so I'm going to this time let's do 9 plus 4. Which one of my numbers this time is closest to 10? Can you point to the number that's closest to 10? 9. If you pointed to 9, you're right, and that's kind of a sloppy 9. Let's make that a little better. Okay, so 9 is closest to 10. So again, I'm going to draw my 9 little dots or circles. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And I'm going to draw my 4 for over here. Okay, now 9 is closest to 10. How many circles am I going to steal from my little 4 to turn my 9 into my 10? How many am I going to take? If you said one more, you were right. So I'm going to cross that one off because I'm going to steal him. And I'm going to bring him over to this side. So now I have a group of 10 and 3 more. And 10 and 3 more make 13. Okay. So my 10 and my 3 more make my 13 total. If I were to do my count up, 9 in my head, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay, let's try one more like that. And this time, why don't you guys take out your marker board and you see if you can practice this one for me. Okay, so take out your marker board and your marker, put me on pause for a sec, and then you're going to try this problem for me. Okay, let's walk through and try this problem. So write this problem on your marker board quick. Okay, which one of these numbers is closest to 10? Which is my bigger number, my one that's closest to 10? Can you point the one that's closest to 10? If you pointed to 7, you're right. So let's put our 7 circles underneath here. So you can put me on pause for a sec while you're doing that. Okay, and let's put our 5 circles under here. Okay, now if 7 is closest to 10, how many circles am I going to steal from my 5 and bring over to here so I can turn my 7 into my friendly number of 10? How many circles am I going to steal? So go ahead, cross off how many circles you think you're going to take, and bring them over to this side. And then we'll check and see if you're right in a sec. Okay, if you crossed off 3, you were right, because if I'm at 7, I want 8, 9, and 10 makes that friendly number of 10. I'm going to put a circle around my 10. And I've got 10, and these two more make what number? 10 and 2 make 12. Okay, my 10 and my 2 more make 12. Okay, erase your board and just watch me. Now I'm going to show you guys something different this time. Okay, instead of using pictures, we are going to use our number bonds again. So you don't have to copy this on your board. Let's just listen for a couple of times, and then I'll have you copy it on your marker board. Okay, let's try this number. Okay, I've got 8 and 5. Point to the number that's closest to 10. Which one's greater? If you pointed to this one, you're right. So that means I'm going to steal some from this number to make this into my friendly number of 8. So since I'm going to steal some from this number, I am going to draw my number bond underneath here. Okay, so 5 is my whole, and I'm going to break it into 2 parts so that I can turn my 8 into my 10. So how much do I need to steal from my 5 so I can make 8 into my 10? 8, 9, 10. 2 more, right? So I'm going to put 2 in that number bond. So if I take 5 from my, or 2 from my 5, how many are going to be left? If I take that 2 to bring it over here to my 8, how many are going to be left? You said 3. You're right. Now, what two numbers made 10? 8 and 2, right? So I'm going to loop those two together because 8 and 2 make 10. And then I'm going to add on that 3 that I had left over. I'm not going to do anything with my 5 because my 5 I broke down now into my 3 and my 2. So I'm kind of going to ignore my 5. And I'm just going to use the 2 from my 5 and the 3 from my 5 because the 8 and the 2 make our 10. We're going to add on that 3 more, and 10 and 3 make 13. So my answer to 8 plus 5 is 13. And I can check it. I can do my counting up. 8 in my head, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay, let's try one more problem together, and then you can do the next one on your marker board. Okay, let's try this one. Okay, I've got 9 plus 6. Which one of these numbers, can you point to the number that's closest to 10 or the biggest number? So if you pointed to 9, you're right, that one is closest to 10. That means I'm going to steal something from my 6 so I can turn my 9 into my friendly number of 10. Okay, so what do I need to take from my 6 so that I can turn my 9 into my 10? How many do I need to take from it? You need to take 1, right? Because 9 and 1 more get me to my magic number of 10. So if I take 1 from my 6, how many are left? You said 5. You were right. So now I'm going to loop my 9 and my 1 together because 9 and 1 more give me my magic number of 10. And I'm going to add on my 5. Okay, I'm going to ignore my 6, remember, because I broke my 6 down into these two numbers now. So I don't need my 6 because I broke it down into those two numbers. I already used my 1 with my 9 to make my friendly number of 10. So that leaves my 5 left, and 10 and 5 more make my friendly number, my number of 15. So my answer to 9 plus 6 also equals 15. Okay, and let's count up to check it. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, next one, why don't you try this one on your marker board? So get your marker and marker board back and ready, and you try this one for me. So I'm trying to do ones that are different. Okay, let's try this. 7 and 5. Maybe we did it already. If we did, oh well. Okay, we'll practice it again. Okay, copy this onto your marker board real quick. Okay, point to the number. Which one is my greatest number or the number that's closest to 10? You pointed to 7, you were right. So that means we are going to draw our number bond under the 5 because we are going to we're going to borrow some numbers from our 5. So go ahead and draw your number bond under there. Okay. Now, how many numbers am I going to steal from the 5 so I can turn my 7 into the 10? So can you write that number right here? How many are you going to borrow from your 5 so that you can turn your 7 into a 10? So 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm going to take 3 from it, right? And if I borrow 3 from there and I take that from my 5, what's left? I have 5 and I take those 3 away, what's left? Write that number in the other circle, in the other part of the number bond, right? Because 3 and 2 together make 5, okay? Now, I'm going to loop those numbers together that make 10. What 2 numbers made 10? 7 and 3, right? So loop them. And 7 and 3 made our magic number of, write your 10 down here. Sorry. And then we are going to add on what to our 10? What's left? I'm not going to use my 5, remember, because I broke it down into these 2 parts. I already used my 3 to loop it on with my 7 to make 10. So that means I'm going to add on my 2 down here. And if you already wrote that, good job, you. So 10 and 2 together make 12. That means 7 and 5 make 12. Okay, next to your desk, we have this little worksheet right here, okay? Okay, so now we're going to do this worksheet just like we were doing on our board a minute ago, except they did a step for you. They already made your number bond, okay? So let's try this first one together, okay? And then you can do the bottom 4 by yourself. Okay, so 6 and 7. Which one of those numbers was greater to 10 or closer to 10? 7, which is also your biggest number. So that's why they wrote the number bond under your 6, because we're gonna break that 6 into 2 parts so we can turn our 7 into that magic number of 10. Okay? So what number do I need to steal from my 6 right here so I can make a 10? Think about that and write that number right here. 7, 8, 9, 10. I need to steal 3 from my 6 so I can turn my 7 into a 10. So if you didn't, you should have the number 3 written right here. Okay? And if I take 3 from my 6, what's left? So if I have 6 and I take that 3 that I'm giving over to my 7, what's left? 3 is left, right? Because 3 and 3 make 6. So you should have a 3 here and a 3 written in that number bond. Okay? And then I'm going to loop those 2 numbers that made 10. 7 and 3 make 10. So I'm going to loop it and put my 10 right here. Okay? Because 7 and 3 make 10. So loop those, put a 10 right here. And 10 plus what now? What are we going to add to that 10? Okay, we're not going to use our 6 because we broke it into 2 parts. So we're going to use this number that was left, which is a 3. So we've got our 7 and 3, which make 10. So 10 plus my 3 that's right here equals what? What is 10 plus 3? It equals 13. Okay, so try the same thing for this one. Again, they wrote your number bond down here already. Okay, what do you need to steal from this 3 so you can turn your 9 into a 10? Same thing down here. What do you need to steal from your 4 so you can turn your 8 into a 10? And what do you need to steal from your 6 so you can turn that 8 into a 10? Okay, so try those problems, and when you're done, you can just leave it on your desk and choose something from that bookshelf to do in room 2.